Right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 911 Cabrio, Lay, here we are. Just driven down from Scotland. And here it is with us. And it's the weather for it today. Look at that out there. Jumper on inside, shirt sleeve order outside. Now, I've just, while I was just inside there, I just turned it on. I just pressed the button to deploy the rear spoiler just to see if that was working okay, and it is. So I'll give you a little run around inside, and then we'll have a look outside. Now, there's no service book, I don't think, as such, but there's loads of history with the car. 70,000 miles on the clock. Now, it wanted this little valve fitting, or a valve very similar to this before the gentleman brought it down. This little valve is for a 944, not a 911. So he said on hot start, it tends to start, but it's obviously over choking, and he said just clear it and away it goes. But he was good enough to point out this is what it wants. It wants the 911 version of that, and he was a bit disappointed that he couldn't get it done before he brought it down. But anyhow, there you go. Shut these up. Now, it might surprise you, there's obviously a hood cover there. It might surprise you to know that that's not Porsche, the bit of wood. That's an aftermarket. I think they're available at all good stores. But what it does do is it saves that bonnet coming down and hitting you on the back of the head and spoiling your day. So that lives in there. Bit of Jeremy Vine playing. And then in the rear, there's no, you can't really see a tremendous amount in there, can you? I tell you what we perhaps ought to do while we're here. Let's get her fired up. I left the ignition on so the immobiliser didn't cut in. So there we are. There she is. Like I say, it's just driven down from Scotland, so you can't ask for much more of a test drive than that, that's for sure. Now, the car was placed on the category list earlier in its life. Now, this gentleman, prior to this gentleman purchasing the car, now he's owned the car since 2005. He's fully aware that the CAT category does detract from a car, which is why it's extremely sensibly priced. And I think he's got a point. You've got what is a very, very smart little car for probably about half the money of one that hasn't got the category marker on. So, and Mr. Jones next door, he doesn't know he's got a category marker on, does he? That's for sure. And then the last little quirk that he wanted to point out, a real straight up and down guy. He didn't want to mislead anybody. I think we need the ignition back on for this, which is the hood, which is, there we go, which is I haven't done this before, so bear with me. It's electric release, but now manual deploy. And like he said, he never got round to doing it. It's just now manual. So quite well, that sits there, I think, like that. So it wouldn't bother me. I mean, it's a little hood. It takes a minute, doesn't it? Just, in my opinion, it's less to go wrong. But anyway, you make your own mind up on that one. So there we are. It's down now at Pickering on display. I'm just going to park it next to that Porsche Boxster over there in a moment. It looks extremely good value. Extremely good value. And you'll probably agree. But come down, have a look. See what you think. We've still got 3 weeks before the next sale. So you've got a nice big window to be able to come down and have a look around. Oh, but just before I do sign off, I do often forget this. I mentioned about the service book, but we have lots and lots of paperwork here and invoices and spare parts and so forth, and another zapper for the alarm. So yeah, all in all, priced accordingly.